"Grandma, why do you smell so strange?" Those words from her little girl broke Nancy's heart. They came from her own granddaughter, innocent, honest, and unaware of how deeply hurtful they could be. As a geriatrician who has worked with older adults for more than 4 decades, I've heard stories like this more times than I can count. And believe me, it never gets easier. One of the hardest truths I face with my patients is that aging comes with a scent, a very real scent. It's subtle but noticeable, and most people over 60 don't even realize they have it. Why? Because the body adapts. We get used to our own scent, and the people around us, family, friends, are often too polite or uncomfortable to say anything. Instead, they quietly drift away. We feel the distance but don't understand it. It's not rejection, it's discomfort. But that silence, it can be devastating. The good news is, this old person smell isn't inevitable, and it's certainly not permanent. In fact, with the right habits and a little awareness, we can eliminate it altogether and rebuild the warmth and closeness that aging can never take away. Let's talk about what really causes it, and more importantly, how to fix it today. Have you ever walked into a room and caught a faint, unfamiliar scent, but couldn't quite place it? That soft, musty smell, it's not just old furniture or closed windows. It might actually come from the people we love most. As a geriatric specialist with over 40 years of experience, I can tell you, the old person smell is very real, and it's not about hygiene, it's about biology. Let me explain what's really happening inside our bodies as we age. First, our sweat glands slow down. Now that might sound like a good thing, less sweat, right? But here's the catch. Sweat actually helps flush out toxins. Without it, more waste lingers beneath the skin, and over time, it starts to produce odor. Second, and perhaps the biggest culprit, is a natural chemical called 2-nonenal. As we age, changes in our skin sebum, our natural oil, cause a rise in this compound. It settles into clothes, pillows, and even the air around us. It's subtle but unmistakable. And finally, dry mouth, something almost every older adult struggles with. With less saliva, bacteria thrive in the mouth, leading to persistent bad breath, no matter how often we brush. None of these changes mean we're doing anything wrong. They're simply the quiet signs of time passing through the body. But once we understand the cause, we can take action. And that's exactly what we'll explore in the next part of this video. Because smelling fresh isn't just about feeling clean. It's about reclaiming confidence, presence, and the comfort of being close to the people we love. If someone told you there's a simple way to smell fresher, feel cleaner, and reconnect with your loved ones, would you try it? Most people don't realize that our bodies start changing after 60 in subtle but powerful ways. I've seen it in my patients for over 40 years, and I've experienced it myself. As we age, our ability to naturally detoxify through sweat, saliva, and circulation slows down. That's one reason why some older adults develop a persistent body odor they don't even notice. But here's the good news. With just a few simple daily habits, we can dramatically reduce that smell and restore our sense of dignity and confidence. First, drink a full glass of warm water every morning. Yes, before coffee. Warm water gently wakes up your internal organs and helps flush out the waste your body worked hard to gather overnight. It's such a small habit, but the difference it makes over time is profound. Second, take a short walk in the morning sun, even just 20 minutes. Sunshine helps kill surface bacteria on the skin, and light activity encourages a bit of healthy sweat, which is your body's natural way of releasing toxins. And third, make bathing a daily ritual, not just for hygiene, but for healing. A warm bath or shower every evening, especially soaking once a week for 20 minutes, helps soften the skin and wash away the deep-seated oils that hold onto odor. These aren't just hygiene tips, they're daily acts of self-respect. And when you start doing them regularly, you'll notice something beautiful. Not only will you feel better in your own skin, but the people around you will feel closer too. Most people shower every day, but few realize there are 3 areas they almost always miss. And those spots might be the reason their body still carries that old person smell. As a geriatric specialist who has worked with older adults for over 40 years, I can tell you, Proper hygiene isn't just about frequency, it's about focus. Many seniors bathe regularly, yet the persistent odor remains. Why? Because certain parts of the body require extra attention as we age. Let me walk you through the 3 critical zones I urge all my patients to clean thoroughly. First, the folds of your skin, under the neck, armpits, between and under the breasts, belly folds, groin, behind the knees and inner elbows. These warm, often moist areas trap sweat and bacteria, especially as mobility decreases and skin thins. Second, the hairy regions. That includes your scalp, armpits, and for many men, the chest. Sebum builds up here easily, and without a good scrub, it lingers, producing that distinctive smell often associated with aging. Finally, the sweat zones, the soles of your feet between the toes and the palms. These spots are small but mighty contributors to body odor, especially if you wear socks and shoes all day. It might sound simple, but when done right, with a soft scrubber and warm water, this practice can completely transform how you feel and how others experience being around you. Clean skin isn't just healthy, it's comforting, inviting, and dignified. You deserve that. Have you ever noticed that some people seem to age without that old person smell? It's not luck, it's a lifestyle. As a specialist who's worked with older adults for over 30 years, I can tell you this. What you eat and how you care for your mouth matter more than you think. Let's talk about food first. Over time, our bodies don't eliminate toxins as efficiently, and that shows up through our skin, our breath, even our sweat. That's why I always encourage my older patients to load up on antioxidant-rich foods like tomatoes, apples, berries, brown rice, and garlic. Yes, garlic. I know it has a strong smell, but here's the truth. Over time, it helps your body neutralize deeper internal odors. Then there are hydrating fruits, watermelon, pears, cucumbers. They don't just quench your thirst, they help your body flush out what it no longer needs. Pair that with fiber-rich foods to keep your digestion moving, because when the gut slows down, unpleasant smells can creep in from the inside out. And please don't overlook oral care. A dry mouth is a breeding ground for bacteria. I always recommend brushing 3 times a day, gently scraping the tongue, most people forget this, and chewing sugar-free gum after meals to stimulate saliva. It's a small habit that makes a big difference. Also, I gently suggest cutting back on coffee and alcohol. I know that morning coffee or evening glass of wine can be comforting, but they dry the mouth and intensify odor over time. You don't have to overhaul your entire life. Just a few thoughtful changes in your diet and oral care can truly transform how others experience your presence and how you feel about yourself. Have you ever walked into someone's home and felt a smell you couldn't quite describe, but you knew it meant someone older lived there? As a geriatric health specialist, I've visited hundreds of homes over the past 40 years, and there's a pattern I see all too often. Clean people, tidy homes, but the scent of age still lingers. Why? Because it's not just about personal hygiene. It's also about your clothes, bedding, and shoes. You see, as we get older, our skin sheds more dead cells and releases more oil-containing compounds like tunonenal. These get trapped in fabric, especially in undergarments, pillowcases, and clothes we wear often but don't wash daily. I always tell my patients, change your underwear daily and, when possible, choose breathable fabrics like cotton. That one small habit can change everything. Your bed linens are another hidden culprit. Think about how much time we spend sleeping. Our scalp oils and skin residues sink into the pillow, and over time that builds up. Wash your pillowcases and sheets once a week, and if you can, dry them in the sun. Sunlight is nature's disinfectant. It kills bacteria and neutralizes odor. Then there are your shoes. Feet sweat more than most people realize, especially if we walk regularly, which we should. But wearing the same shoes every day traps moisture and breeds odor. I recommend rotating your shoes, changing your socks daily, and once a week sprinkling a bit of baking soda into your shoes overnight. It works wonders. And finally, don't forget your home itself. Open the windows, even for just 15 minutes in the early morning or evening. Let the air move through your space. Stagnant air is one of the biggest causes of lingering odor. These steps may sound small, but I promise you, they make a powerful difference. The goal isn't just to smell better, it's to feel fresher, more confident, and more connected to the people around you. What if I told you the secret to getting closer to your family again? Starts with something as simple as how you smell. As a geriatric health expert who's spent over 40 years walking alongside older adults, I've seen firsthand how something as subtle as body odor can quietly build walls between people, especially between grandparents and their grandkids. The truth is, age-related odor is real. But here's the good news. It's not permanent, and it's not something you have to just accept. With small, consistent habits, like staying hydrated, walking in the morning sun, keeping certain areas clean, and refreshing your clothes and bedding, you can not only reduce that smell, but completely eliminate it. These aren't complicated changes, and they don't cost much. But their impact, it's profound. You'll feel more confident, you'll feel more connected, and the warmth you get when your grandchild hugs you without pulling away, that moment is priceless. I urge you, start today. Make these small shifts, not just for yourself, but for the people who love you. Reclaim your comfort. Reclaim your closeness. You deserve that.